So when we pulled the CIS system off, we found that this throttle plate had no throttle bushings in it. So we're going to put new throttle bushings in there. So I'm going to use just a little bit of grease on the throttle shaft, more for protecting it from rusting than anything else. And then just a little bit on the outsides of the bushings. These are those self-lubricating bushings, but we're still going to use a little. So we have it laid out. So the way that the Porsche had this done was your throttle shaft, then you have a washer, and then after the washer is your throttle bushing. So those two go on first. Then you take your throttle shaft and you put it through. So we're going to put this bushing on, put just a little bit extra grease in there. I like to use synthetic, personal preference. And then we've got this guy in here. Now the orientation is very important. Both of the balls will face in the same direction. So you can see this one's facing in, this one's the same way. And they get as close to each other as possible in the orientation. So if you take it apart incorrectly, that's the easiest way to remember it. So we're going to get this guy on there. Sometimes it's a little finicky, but we won't give up without a fight. Alright, so now we've got that on there. Now we're going to use a spring washer, just like is in the manual. We're going to come out just a little bit. That was a little too far. But we can't fit our nut in there unless we leave a little bit of room. Just get that started by hand. So you can see we've got the nut, spring washer, the new bushing, throttle shaft, another bushing, and then a washer. Looks like it just acts as a spacer. And we'll tighten this guy down. And what the point here is to try to get rid of any of the play that you feel in the pedal when you step on the accelerator or you go to just toe in a little bit of throttle. So this guy now only rotates in his plane. He doesn't wobble up and down. So get that nice, and I think the technical term is Guten tight. And now we have a throttle plate. And go back on the engine, and we should have a little bit better feel in that throttle. So easy, take it apart, 3 nuts, comes off, pull this apart, check your orientation, and then put it all back together. A little bit of grease for protection. All right, check us out at BreitWerks.com.